Now, the 2023 National Senior Certificate has attained an overall pass rate of 82.9%, and this is an improvement of 2.8 percentage point and 6.5 from the pass rate achieved by the classes of 2022 and 2021 respectively. 572,983 candidates passed the 2023 National Senior Certificate exam, and over 717,000 learners sat for the exam. Now, on Monday, the National Education Quality Assurance Body, Umalusi, approved the release of the NSC exams. And to help us further unpack these results and the pass rate, we joined virtually now by Unisa CEDU Tuition Manager, Professor Solomon Mawela. Professor Mawela, thanks so much for your time. Welcome to Morning Live.
Thank you very much for having me, Sakina, and good morning to all SABC Morning Live viewers.
So, Professor, yesterday's announcement, a historic display of academic achievement. The class of 2023 outshone all of their predecessors since the dawn of democracy, reaching that 82.9% pass rate. So what's your reaction, first and foremost, Prof?
Well, we really need to commend the Department of Basic Education, Minister Njimutseha, and Umalusi for the stunning job that which they have done. Keeping the class of 2023 to this high level of pass rate is really commendable. So we are grateful to have people who are committed in this country to making sure that we make education of our country a societal priority number one.
Now, there are, of course, questions around issues such as quality, but just looking at it for what it is, the National Senior Certificate pass rate has consistently been going up. If we look at the 60% in 2009 to above 80% pass rate in the past 10 years, what should we be reading into this, Prof?
This is a very good move that which we are seeing from the Department of Basic Education, and one could say that we commend them for ensuring that the new subjects that which are coming in as part of the research that which are being conducted by universities, the new changes that which you are seeing from one province to the next is an indication that from province to province. It's no longer only in the cities as we used to know that the high pass rate will come from the cities, but also in the rural areas. We can see KZN's results. We can see the improvement of the Limpopo. That is a serious indication that the resources are distributed equally across the provinces, and we are seeing the strategies that the Department of Basic Education is implementing to ensure that not even one child is left behind. The policies that which they are coming up with is the progressed learner policies. You can see how they are digitalizing of the teaching and learning. So we can see we are indeed moving from just becoming a developed country to be a developed country, one could say.
And, if we look at those figures further and we break it down further, Professor Mawela, with that overall pass rate of 82.9%, you have overall candidates 250,109 being boys and 322,874 being girls. So more girls are passing there. It also gives us a breakdown of the overall registration. But let's speak to boys and girls before we get to special needs candidates, because I think that is something that's worth highlighting. So boys and girls.
Boys and girls, I'm so excited to see the girls. Historically, we used to hear that our girl child was left behind. We were hearing that they were not performing well, and it was not a very good idea. So we hear the policies of the ANC, which articulates to 50% males, 50% females, that which we are still waiting for them to see, to adhere to their policies in their elections. But however we come to education, we can start to see that Indeed, our girl child is being recognized and is performing very well, despite the fact that the boys are still scoring very high, good results with the bachelors. But we are commending that. Yes, but we should never leave the boy child behind. I will also say that as much as we are saying girl child, let's prioritize the girl child, but please, we don't want to see the boys in prisons because they were neglected in any way, in any form. We still want to see every child being equally treated as the children of South Africa. But we commend all the male and the females, parents, and society, SGBs, who are making sure that the girl child is being taken to school. We are funding, we are sponsoring them. We want to see the president of these countries who are females. We want to make sure that we support them and they come. We see Unisa, we have a principal who is a female, and we are very proud to have a female principal. So we still want to see more of the female principals emanating from the Department of Basic Education. Yes.
And then, of course, Professor, the question of candidates and children with special needs. And this, of course, is something that we need to highlight, that we perhaps don't foreground as often and perhaps as pointedly as we should. The pass rate, though, for those candidates who did sit with special needs, 86.6%, which is, of course, fabulous. And it's something that we should be talking more about, given all the challenges that they face.
Inclusivity should be prioritized across the country. We can't neglect learners with special needs. And we always say, even at the university level, we always emphasize the fact that it is not disabled in the mind. Disability does not mean that this child cannot do better than somebody who is classified as normal. No. It's not like that. We always have to make an emphasis that it is just a disability of some kind. And that which even I, as a normal person, one day I can be also a disabled person. So it does not necessarily mean that I'm disabled in my mind. We should recognize these learners. Even if it is a blind child, they're still having the best intellectual abilities to can perform very well at school. We need to fund and I appeal to the society, more especially the business people, to make sure that they must go and adopt schools which has got children with special needs. Can we provide enough adequate resources for them to be able to have the computer labs, for them to have to go into engineering? We need those children to be recognized as any child in this country. And I am commending. It is actually good things that which I'm seeing from our mother, what she's doing with the entire Department of Basic Education, trying their best to give full resources to schools. And importantly, we need also to go to the rural places. We can't afford ourselves to just have the best schools for offering special learners with special needs in towns and cities. What about the children who are in rural areas? So I'm happy that with the Reach Out program, it is not just only in cities and towns, but it's also in the rural areas, where we'll find the children that which even the parents can't afford to transport the children. And those children, they need transport. They need the wheelchairs. They need better classrooms. They need the resources. We need to feed them so that they can be equally participate in these educations just like any other child.
Well, we'll leave it there, Professor. Thank you so much for your insights. Professor Solomon Mawela, Unisa CEDU Tuition Manager, speaking to us there and helping us unpack further the 2023 National Senior Certificate pass rate.